And we are back. Very many thanks for choosing to stay with us in this hour. And in case you're just joining us, welcome to Kenya's Gold, where the agenda of the day is on understanding a lot more when it comes to food safety and goat farming in Kenya, with a conversation with Dr. Joyce Thaya. Now, we have several slaughterhouses in the country. We'd like for you to help us understand if we are meeting the local demand and also what that demand looks like as of now.
Thank you. Yeah, we have several slaughterhouses, but the demand for meat is not met at the slaughterhouse. Like we said, our production of meat starts at the farm.
Yes.
So currently we do not have enough stock to feed the people of Kenya. So we would want everybody to go into animal farming.
So maybe you can expound that. If we were to meet, if we were to grow, what can be done to make that sector more appealing for more people to join it?
Once people appreciate that there is market and the market is there, many people will go into it. You know, currently our production is from the pastoralists. We know because of the land there, which is arid or semi-arid, the production is low. So if people would go into more intensive farming, maybe start farming as a business, because many of the pastoralists may not be really farming as a business. So if many people will go into farming as a business, we may be able to increase the production. I believe.
Great.
Okay. Kuna swala ambalo linajitokeza la sheria. Sasa wakati moja unausikia kwamba kuna mtu amechinja punda au dogi ndio auze badala ya mbuzi au ng'ombe. Sheria hizi ambazo ziliwekwa zinamaanisha nini na zinafaa kufuatwa vipi?
Okay, kunayo sheria, the Meat Control Act, ambayo ina-regulate everything to do with meat. And animals are gazetted as food animals for the purposes of regulation in Kenya. So any animal that is not gazetted as meat is a food animal, is not food animal in Kenya. But you have asked a question. So when you're slaughtering a dog, that is not gazetted as a food animal. Also, if an animal is slaughtered, even a cow or a goat, and it's not slaughtered in the designated slaughterhouse as indicated in the Act, then that is illegal. So in as much as maybe donkey is gazetted as a food animal, if it is not slaughtered where it's supposed to be slaughtered, allowed to be slaughtered, if it is slaughtered against the regulation, then whoever is doing that is fraud, because you're not presenting his dog meat, you're not presenting his donkey meat, so that is fraud. And the regulation is there. The Meat Control Act is very clear about that.
All right. Now, a report was done in November 2023 from Business Daily, and allow me to quote that goat meat lovers are steadily losing the delicacy to export. So maybe you can also help us understand what factors are leading to low consumption in the local market, making our farmers and dealers prefer exporting the goat meat as opposed to supplying in the local market.
I may say that it's really not that there is that much competition. The export is as compared to the total consumption in Kenya, is not much. But tuko soko huru. Na kila mtu ako na kibali cha kuuza bidhaa yake pahali anataka kuuza. Lakini like I said earlier, we are not self-sufficient in meat in Kenya. So we need to increase production, so that we can be able to have enough meat to eat locally and for export. But also we know that the Kenyan people, there are many people who may not afford that meat. So if we increase production, the cost may go down low for many more people to be able to consume.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kuna wakati umezungumza ukataja kwamba ndio mbuzi au ng'ombe awe na nyama nzuri, lazima tuanze kule chini. Sasa yule kijana kwa mfano ambaye anataka kuingia katika ukulima, ni nini atazingatia ndio hakikishe kwamba atakapouza nyama wake hawezi rudishwa? Ni nini hizo ambazo anafaa kuzingatia?
Jambo la kwanza, lazima awe na alishe mnyama vizuri. Lishe ni ya muhimu sana, kwa sababu asipoliza vizuri hatakuwa na nyama mzuri. Jambo la pili, lazima azingatie mambo ya animal health. Achuge mnyama, atibu kama ni mgonjwa, achanje zile chanjo zinatakikana kuchajwa. Pia aangalie juu ya parasites. So animal health generally. And also, pahali ameweka mfugo, iwe they are taking care of it. We talked of animal welfare. Mnyama ako na hisia. Kama huu mnyama hawekwi kwa mazingira ambao they are looking at their welfare, then the animal may not produce good meat. So looking at feed, health, welfare, these are the three key things that mtu anatakiwa kuangalia.
Right. Now, Dr. Joyce, you are also a professional food safety expert, and we have understood about the precautions that are put in place in the slaughterhouses so that we maintain the quality of our meat. If we take it back home, you'll find in a family setup, nimenunua kama kilo 5 ya nyama, all right? And I want to put it in the freezer and eat it pole pole with my family. Please help us also understand in your house, home level with your family, how do you ensure that you maintain the quality of the meat so that it's not poisonous? Na kuna ile pia tunasikianga, usitoe kwa deep freezer, ukate ndo urudishe. Maybe you cut into many pieces to avoid it becoming poisonous. Please help us understand a lot more when it comes to food safety and storage of meat back at home.
For domestic use, the first thing you start is, where are you sourcing your meat? You need to get it. Of course, we say that there are some meat which are slaughtered illegally. So you don't buy that. You buy in a clean butchery. You check the butchery where you're buying. It's clean. The people there are following hygiene. They are not doing stuff like spitting and that. So when you're taking, so you buy the meat from a clean butchery. You carry it in a clean container. You don't buy meat and then you go Kawangware and all the other sokos, and then you're having your meat in your bag for many hours, because meat is very good food for bacteria. So the longer you carry it outside the cold chain, the more likely that bacteria are going to grow, which will cause that meat to be. Once you get to your house, you put it clean. You do not leave it open. You cover the meat. Then, of course, as soon as possible, if you don't cook it immediately, then you put it in a cold place. Again, you do not use dirty equipment. The knives you use, the cutting board you use. You're not cutting your viazi and kitungu and then you use the same knife to cut the meat. That is contamination.
That's
unless you clean the knife.
So you can't do it continuously. Nimekata kitungu na hiyo kisu nitumie bado
kama you are peeling your potatoes, the potatoes are not clean.
Right.
So if you peel the potatoes and then you cut the meat, you are taking the bacteria from the potato to the meat. So you wash your hands. Again, you do not come from job and you just come and get into cutting your meat. You do not use the same, let's say, cutting board or knife for raw and cooked products.
Okay.
You put your meat, food, any food, back to the refrigerator as soon as possible, once it cools, of course. And then you don't, you know, the time you remove and put back and remove and put back, you're giving bacteria a very good environment to grow. So, and that is why what you said about getting only portions that you will eat and finish immediately.
Right. All right. An amazing conversation that we are having right here in studio when it comes to quality control with Dr. Joyce Thaya, who is an expert when it comes to food safety and also previously worked in the State Department of Livestock. But right about now, this is the moment when we have a candid conversation with our farmers. So please pull your seats closer, because I'm sure as a farmer, you want to grow in the agri sector that you are in. For example, if you're doing goats and you started with 5 goats, I'm sure you have the vision of getting to 30 goats, 100 goats, and even more. If it's crops, you want to increase the acreage of land under the crop that you're growing. You also want to supply the local market and the international market. And for you to grow as a farmer right here at Kenya's Gold, tunataka kuwaibia siri. An easier way for you to do that is by joining hands with other farmers and forming a cooperative. Also, you do remember, you don't need to be many people to start the cooperatives. From 10 members, you're good to go. Just to give you more advantages on what you'll get when you're part of a cooperative, as a farmer, you get easier access to financial facility, quality input. Here we are talking about your seeds, your fertilizers, your seedlings, professional agronomy services, as well as market. You'll not have to deal with post-harvest loss. Now, here's the good news. The deal does get better, because when you are in a cooperative, you will not have to take that journey alone, because financial institutions like the Cooperative Bank support and empower small-scale farmers through various agricultural programs. Now, this is something that they have been doing for very many years, and they are still at it. So you as a farmer, as you want to grow your crops, also watch yourself grow by being part of a cooperative and getting the support from financial institutions like the Cooperative Bank.
Bila shaka yule kijana ambaye anaona labda mtu yuko shambani na anahitaji mtaji, basi itakuwa ni radhi kwake kujiunga na mashirika ili kuhakikisha kwamba unapata hela. Ule mtaji au capital ninaamini kwamba utapata wakati unajiunga na mashirika. Hapa pana nafasi ya kupata pembejeo na vile vile soko lililo kubwa sana kwako, yenye mawanda makubwa na mafanikio makubwa. Nisemeje, asante sana kwako Joyce kwa kuja siku ya leo, na kwako mtazamaji ambaye umetufuatilia. Jina langu ni Emmanuel Terer. Salia na Mwenyezi Mungu, kumbuka tutatimiza ndoto.
All right, thank you so very much, Dr. Joyce, for making time to be with us today. Of course, the team that is working tirelessly on this production, we say a very big thanks, and our audience for choosing to be with us every single day of the week. We say a very big thanks. Now, Dr. Joyce, here on the show, as we wind up, we always do something that we call a farm joke, all right? It's something funny but related to the farm, and we expect you to give us a quick answer in like 3 seconds. Are you ready?
Okay.
You ready? So the question of the day is, what do cows listen to at parties? When a cow goes to a party, what kind of music does it listen to? Terer, your answer? Dr. Joyce, give me an answer. Music genre.
I have no idea.
You have no idea? Terer, give me a guess. Someone has to guess.
Na mimi atasikiza muziki yenye burudani kwa masikio yake kama
Oh, you're almost there. And the answer is music. You get the gist? You did well. Terer was so close to getting it. Now, that was our fun joke of the day, and we have come to the end of the show. Thank you so very much for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow, and tomorrow is extra special because we will be winding up the series on cotton farming in Kenya, and there will be a runway here in studio. You don't want to miss out on that. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Violetta Ngina. Good night.